Broadcasting live from our studios here at Kukumlimli in Accra, this is Joy News Prime with me, Ernest Kojo Manu. Our top stories this hour.
It's not true. Whatever he said is a lie, a total lie.
Municipal Chief Executive of Taquan Soyin, Benjamin Kesse, fights off claims he owns a mining concession and engaged in illegal mining. We have details as the Pepiase Chief, Nana Yowapinyi IV, fingers some top government officials allegedly involved in illegal mining in the area.
I know not of any company, but I know of the people, the very people who are doing it, who are behind the operations of Galate in my area.
We know the Office of Special Prosecutor has commenced investigations into suspected corruption-related activities involving former secretary to the dissolved Inter-Ministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, Charles Bisu, Akunta Mining, and some other officials at the Lands Ministry. We'll bring you details. Also coming up here on Joy News Prime, traders up against government over a double whammy of a harsh tax regime and the free fall of the Ghana cedi. Those in Kumasi have shut their shops in protest.
Wholesale price, over corner, near the 10 cities at home, over corner, or China, near the 20 cities at home, Untonwe and Sanko, near the 50 cities, near the.
The national president of Guta is warning of a nationwide action if their demand is not met. We'll hear from him. And later here on Joy News Prime, self-acclaimed evangelist Nana Agrada, accused of money doubling by her church members, is to spend 2 more nights behind bars as the Accra Circuit Court denies her bail. Hello again, many thanks for choosing us. Tonight, the Municipal Chief Executive of Taquan Soyin, Benjamin Kesse, is fighting off claims that he owns a mining concession. It comes on the back of allegations by the Dompim Pepiase Chief, Nana Yowapinyi IV, that some top government officials are neck-deep in illegal mining activities at Patahu and the Trebum Forest at Dompim in the Western region. Now, the chief specifically accused the Western Regional Minister, Kwabna Ochedako, and the MCE for Taquan Soyin Municipal Assembly, Benjamin Kesse. We'll hear from them shortly, but first here are excerpts of the part 2 of Joy News' latest hotline documentary, Distraction for Gold, produced by my colleague Erastus Asaridonko.
So very active mining going on within the Patahu forest, close to Dompim in the western region. The river Nui has been blocked in 2, and you can see the miners over there actively mining this resource.
Is this legal?
It's illegal.
But you're doing it anyway?
Because of we don't have anything to do as our permanent job. That's why we are doing it. Because this very engine that we are using used to cause a harm to a lot of people. A time ago, it caused a harm to a lot of people. But because of we not getting anything doing as our job, that's why we are still doing this.
Here, we find a number of excavators clearing the riverbed in the middle of a large pool of residue and devastated forest cover. The people here will not tolerate our visit nor speak to us. But we are told that this irresponsible mining activity is sanctioned by a number of powerful people. The River Nui is no longer identifiable from the pits that fill this valley. These muddy-looking men and women represent unemployment, the struggles of youth, and the determination to do anything to survive, including participating in this illegal gold mining activity here.
There are no jobs in town. If you don't give us jobs, Galamsey is what we will continue to do.
That has been a very big major problem for me.
A worried chief of Dompim, Nana Yowapinyi IV, says he's helpless in the face of rising illegal mining in the area.
It is very, very serious. All the river bodies in the various places you are talking of, There were rivers that we could fetch and then drink those days. But for now, you saw some yourself. It is very bad. Before you get there, then they've bolted away and you'll not see them again. The next time you see them, you hear that they are at the Trebon forest. You dispatch men to that place, you go and then they are not there. So it is very hard to monitor their activities.
The River Ngui and other highly polluted rivers and streams at Dompim link other water bodies like the Bonsa close to Takwa in the western region.
We can now hear from the Dompim Pipiaso chief, Nana Iyoapinyi IV, who granted a fresh interview on the Super Morning Show this morning, Monday morning. He made some damning allegations against some top government officials and expressed fear that the fight against illegal mining may be lost.
Rastus came. What else has happened?
First and foremost, you see, Erasmus has been showing some of the colors of the samples that he picked. It is serious than before. 2, what is happening to my forest now? It is serious than before. My heart is bleeding. My heart is bleeding.
Nana, is it that there are more people, more companies now joining to do more galamsey in the forest and to pollute the rivers? Or is it that the existing people have ramped up their operations?
Exactly what you are saying. More people are joining. And in fact, I want you people to send your men down, apart from Erastus project or Erastus project, down in Dompim here. I want you people to come and see things yourself.
So
it is worse than before.
Nana, do you know the companies and the individuals behind these operations?
I know not of any company, but I know of the people, the very people who are doing it, who are behind the operations of Galamsey in my area.
Who are these people, Nana?
First and foremost, the regional minister, Kwabena.
The Western Regional Minister?
I made mention of these names earlier when I was interviewed on a sister station or a media in Ghana here. The regional minister, Kwabena Ochiridako, is involved.
Nana, do you have evidence of this? Because this is a serious accusation.
So you need not to tell me if I have evidence. I am the owner and the custodian of the land. You wait, when it is time, I will show you. I will let you have the evidence.
So, wait, tell us, did he come to you for land to do illegal mining?
No.
So how do you know he's involved?
How do I know?
Yes.
I will tell you when we get there.
Well, as you understand.
I don't want to disclose what I have or my arsenals to you now.
Okay. Then we will have to hold.
I am told the very people I mentioned the first time I was interviewed.
Well, the municipal chief executive of Takwa Nsoyen, Benjamin Kesse, is not taking lightly the allegations leveled against him, insisting he does not own a mining company. Benjamin Kesse said he would go to court to contest the claims.
The first thing is not true. Whatever he said is a lie, a total lie. And we are going to use the process, the court process, to clear our names. So when we get there, he will bring the proof to court. But what I want to say is that there's an issue here in Dompim, and it is purely chieftaincy. And he knows that we don't support his bid. So he started this long ago. He started this about 3 years ago. He's been running around, and today he knows that the president is very much particular about the fight against Galamsey. So he feels that he's taking this opportunity to make this wild allegation so that he will get a hearing for what you want to see is that the president will call somebody and disappoint the person. But I want to tell him that whatever he said, at least for so long as Joy FM is concerned, it's on record, and we are going to contest it seriously.
Have you ever at any point in time told this particular gentleman in question that he cannot, if he cannot beat you guys, he should join you because he cannot fight Galamsey?
That is where we demand the proof. I believe your station cannot solicit the proof of him, but at the appropriate quarter, you bring the proof. It is known generally across the country. There's an issue in Dumping. It's about chieftaincy, and the gentleman who has rushed to your studio to make this allegation knows that we don't support whatever he's doing. He claims he's a chief, and he knows we don't support it. So he's doing everything. I have documentation to the effect that he wrote to the president not to appoint me. He has done everything, and he believes that when we are not around, he will be able to sustain in what he's doing.
You are the MC for the area. You've seen the documentary that my colleague Erastus Asare-Donko has put out. What exactly is your role in fighting Galamsey in your area?
This morning, I declared, I went into the community, the Dumping community, to declare that today, as we speak, if the gentleman is claiming that I am in the forest doing Galamsey, we are moving there to see who is there. In fact, we have had series of engagement. As we speak, people are in court. We have banned excavators. We have banned chamfine machines. We have arrested people. The security guys are on the floor, on the ground working. So we're going to go there today, my sister. Because we are going to court, I will not forward my evidence to you.
Do you own a mining company, Mr. Kessie?
I don't even know what that means.
It's a question. It's a question whether you own. Do you own a mining company?
At least for this one, we will not let it lie. We are going to ask him to prove what he's telling everybody.
Mr. Kessie.
Now, still on illegal mining in the Ashanti region, the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners wants the government to empower its task force to complement the fight against the illegal mining menace. Now, they believe their engagement will cure the politicization of efforts to address the Galamsey menace. In readiness, the association has trained over 150 task force members to help stamp out illegal mining activities that has destroyed critical water resources and the ecosystem. There's more in the following report.
The task force of the small-scale miners was inaugurated in 2021 by the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mreku Diuka, in Kumasi. But they were asked to halt their operations. According to the association, through the support of then Sector Minister John Peter Amewu, the task force was able to make some gains. Ashanti Regional Organizer of the association, Kwekudua, says it has become essential to back the government's Galamsey fight.
We have our task force. We have the men. We know where the Galamseyers is. So we can fight them, and then it will successful fight, and then he will gain that achievement that he wants. If not, if he says soldiers, they will create mess. If our task force arrests someone who is doing illegal mining, that one is not politicized. It's not like a MPP or NDC. It's about the small-scale mining task force that arrested you. You are doing, unnecessary job. So that's why we are praying the government to help us and support us to fight this fight. We've done it with Professor Frimpong Boateng and then John Peter Amewu. John Peter Amewu support us. But so far as we are changing the sector ministers, each and every one have its own strategy. Yeah. So sometimes they just boycott us and then do their own things. But still, there is no success. That's why now I'm pleading with the government just to look into us so that we can do it and do it better.
Despite receiving training by government at the University of Mines and Technology, UMAT, most of small-scale miners remain at home because of the activities of the illegal miners. According to Kwekudua, burning of the excavators will not solve the Galamsey menace, but regular patrol on the red zones and strengthening of the community mining schemes. The small-scale miners believe their involvement will strengthen the community mining and ensure miners live up to expectations.
John Peter Amewu just called and then tell us that they thank us very much because we fight the people that in the river bodies. Yes, that is a red zone. That is very important. Not burning excavators. That doesn't mean that we are fighting galamsey. Yes, but to clear the galamsey, yes, what are the water bodies? That is a fight that you are fighting against galamsey. And then we sat with the government and we told Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo just to open that community mining just to the galamsey, yes, to can get a job to do. He understood us and then open more community mining. But the only thing is that when they launch or they open that community mining, just give it to someone else. The person to sell the land, taking goodwill and so on and so forth. So if the president just came in and opened the community mining and let the galamseyers to work inside the community mining, it will end up that galamseyers that we are talking about, or we are forcing ourselves here.
Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
Let's go to Zoom now and speak to Deputy Minister for Land and Natural Resources, George Mrekuduka. He has been accused of being complicit in illegal mining, and he joins us live. Mr. Duka, thank you very much for joining us here on Joy News Prime. Do you owe the concession? You'd have to unmute, sir. Unmute your device so we can hear you.
Good evening to your cherished viewers and listeners. I don't own any concession.
Do you have any shares in any mining company?
Not at all. I don't.
Have you ever been engaged in mining in any form?
I have never mined, and I don't intend to mine anytime soon.
But you know that illegal mining is rife in your constituency, and specifically your hometown, Dompim. And there have been several allegations or accusations against you that you are actually involved in illegal mining. Why is it so? Why do you think people would link you to the destruction of the environment in your hometown?
Let me first of all say that the guy who leveled that allegation is just someone who is so kind of pained that I did not support him to become the chief of my community. He is my distant nephew, and even campaigned vigorously against me in 2020 elections. He organized press conferences, leveled same allegations against me, even before I was elected as a member of parliament. And that has been his trademark. I mean, he's not a chief of my community. I think a statement has been issued by the divisional council that they don't know him as the chief of the community. And they are upset about the allegations he leveled against me. Obviously, I represent miners in this republic, because if you're talking of mining, Tarkwa is the heart of mining in this country, as you know. And Tarkwa and its enclave produce not less than 60% of the total good threshold in this country. Obviously, if you're talking of illegal mining, you will not leave such an area out. This illegal mining in those areas in Ghana dates back even in 79, 81, during that brutalities and during that regime where people were handcuffed, paraded through the principal street of Tarkwa, where people were whipped, all in the advancement of curbing illegal mining. It did not solve. You remember a statement that His Excellency President Kufuor made, statements that His Excellency John Mahama made during their respective regime. And you realize that galamsey is not an event to fight. It's kind of a process.
Mr. Duka, and we'll come to what successive governments have done, and especially with you being a deputy minister, having this happen right at your backyard, well, in your hometown, it's a bit difficult for people to understand, given the resources devoted to this fight. We'll come to that. But to this specific claim, well, you dispute, his status as a chief, and you say a statement has been issued to that effect. We'll follow up on that. But to the substance of what he's saying, you're saying that all the allegations is leveled against you is unfounded?
Very, very unfounded. Galamsey is not done in a bedroom. It's done in the open. If somebody is doing, they will know. I mean, the miners themselves will point it out, tell you that this is an area being operated by such a person. They know.
But did you ever meet him, as he claims, at Job 600 to discuss the issue of illegal mining and how it is devastating the area.
Not at all. I don't regard him as somebody who is genuine. I don't see him as such because I've never met him on that, and he's never even discussed Galamsey issue with me before. I wonder why he could just make those wild allegations against me. And I know where it is coming from, but I wouldn't say some of these things on air. He has always been against me and always waged my downfall. Before my appointment, he wrote so many letters signaling that I'm into illegal mining, but nobody has ever given any proof. And you could also detect from what he issued out there, or the statement he made, he didn't even provide any shred of evidence to that effect. So how can you just speculate? Anybody at all can just mention you and say you are a thief, and the person will go scot-free. Is that what we want in this country? We must be serious as a country, and urge people to come up with evidence, things that people do. I'm from a constituency. People voted for me to become a member of parliament. If I have a fishy kind of character, I wouldn't have been voted for at all. And I represent quite, people who have wherewithal, people who can think deep, discerning people. I'm representing a constituency that has one of the best universities in Africa. An engineering university in Africa. So it's not something that you can just cook a story around me and that will wash. They know my character. They know that I'm not a minor. They know my credibility. So one person who is my distant nephew, who is bitter about me not supporting him to become a chief, if he so goes that wild to just level those allegations, I treat it with a pinch of salt, but I will not, relent. I will get focused.
So you say that he's just bitter, but to the issue of illegal mining, my colleague Erastus Sasaridonko has been to your hometown, and we've seen on footage the extent of devastation. You are Deputy Land and Natural Resources Minister. Government has devoted so much to this fight. Isn't it, rather strange that from your hometown, the worst of destruction is recorded? It's quite difficult to take, wouldn't you say?
It is not the worst of its form, as it's being speculated out there. I've seen lots of worse areas, but I wouldn't also say that it's good for the environment. The regional minister, for example, has made lots of arrests from that area. The MC made lots of arrests. As I speak with you, we're having an assemblyman who is behind bars from the area. Got them arrested, including some Chinese. So there have been lots of arrests from the area. Equally, we've made arrests from other areas. Let me even commend the MC. He's a person who has been able to protect Bonsa River. Just recent test that you did by Ofin Pra, Bonsa turned out to be one of the best in terms of turbidity level. So it's a whole kind of systemic measures we put in place to get those recalcitrant arrested. And you can testify that when the video was being played, people were not working. They had then ransacked and arrested those people who were working there. I don't know, I couldn't have the chance of watching, but those who watched testified that when they showed the video, they were not working. It means an arrest had been made earlier before even the reporter got there. So it's not like people are just working there and openly. They hide to work, as they hide to work everywhere in the country. As I speak to you, other people are working in other jurisdictions. Does that mean those leaders from there, or we can just assign it to the MPs from there, or if the president is from there, we can say, yes, it's the president who is mining there because it's in Sumta. I've told you, my area, Takwa in Swahili, is the heart of gold.
Right.
If you're talking of gold and you're talking of the illegality aspect of gold, obviously you have bits and pieces in my constituency. Obviously, just recently, about 100 policemen were detailed specifically to go to Dumpim. They made arrests.
Right. Well, this all time will allow us.
Making sure these people are arrested.
This all time will allow us, Mr. Duka, and I'm grateful that you could join us. But we'll continue this conversation.
I need to have time, and also brief you about the good things that we're doing
Definitely, we would love to sit with you to discuss this because we are on a campaign to have this stop with the hashtag Say No to Galamsey. So I'm grateful that you could join us, and we'll definitely continue with this conversation. You're watching Joy News Prime with me, Ernest Kojo. Traders are up in arms against government over the double whammy of a harsh tax regime and the free fall of the Ghana cedi. The traders say the situation has now reached frustrating levels, with governments having to hear them now. Checks by Joy News indicates that the demand for the dollar keeps surging as there are very low dollars in circulation right now. The latest forex forward by the Bank of Ghana indicated that demand exceeded supply by $75.25 million in the latest auction. This compared to $82.75 million recorded just a month ago. The short supply is despite the fact that $750 million was injected into the system recently. Now, this development is impacting heavily on businesses, especially importers. We'll hear from the national president of GUTA shortly, but first, listen to traders from Kumasi who say the situation is crippling their business.
The usual hustle and bustle at the central business district of Edum has been absent. Major shops have been locked up. Red pieces of cloth hung at the entrance of these closed shops. Some shop owners idle around, some sitting in front of their locked shops. They say they have been directed by leaders of the Edum Traders Association to lock up their shops.
The problem is regarding our tax system. As it stands, we are unable to pay. All along, we take that money from our profits to pay the government, which as it stands now, it has swallowed us. We cannot pay.
The traders, including some wholesalers and retailers, lament their profit margins are adversely affected by high taxation. To make profit, retailers are mandated to add up various amounts on goods to sell to consumers. This, they say, has resulted in the cost rise of products.
And next, wholesale price, over 10 cedis atum, over 20 cedis atum.
In a week, there can be 50 cedis increment in the wholesale price of a particular commodity.
But recently, near Master, what are the across 7, even though 100 is crowding a day. Imagine, say, this week here, Calipa 7 years, funnel 39. Within Saturday, Friday, almost 50 cedis. How come?
The price of every product has even soared.
Because already we've been at the surprise me. Body be out so. And son, I'm dia made to so. And son, a power customer.
Other traders are unhappy with the activities of some officials of the Ghana Revenue Authority posted to their shops.
Started with GI for a problem. Never almost say, do be better my shop. Now, I did back be able to be almost 6%. Secondly, came for so our problem with them because came for no discount.
Ghana Revenue Authority agents have been posted to our shops to deduct 6% from every product purchased.
Dollar rate is so cost for who got 2 days. I did that channel. This all the 30 cedis total. And Ghana has to know the Yakura and Satanis if one is Tikroma no more year to market here. Almost no more no master dollars, no more the dollar the crew.
Some shoppers who were travelled from outside Kumasi to make purchases were left disappointed and frustrated by the turn of events.
I pass also no one I may buy my back. Ya to store in them. They say minimum
Now that the shops are closed, how will I survive today? I am a single mother. There are ongoing negotiations between the leadership of the traders and the government. They warn of a possible demonstration if their pleas are not heeded. For Joy Business, Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
Well, it appears the traders have the backing of their leaders at the national level. President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, is warning the action could be replicated nationwide.
It's very badly. It's so negative on our businesses to the extent that we cannot even do the volumes that we normally do for Christmas because our capital has already been dwindled, have been so depleted that we cannot do the same volumes. Our businesses are collapsing. So for Christmas, as you mentioned, it will not be the same as the previous Christmas because the money is simply not there.
We are told your colleagues in Kumasi, for instance, have shut down shops. I had an earlier threat from your members also to do same. What exactly are we doing to get government to listen to your plea and your plight as well?
Yeah, so this is a wake-up call. Those what our counterparts in Kumasi have done is a wake-up call. Last week, I hinted government that we used to express frustration. Now the frustration is giving way to anger. Most people are getting very, very annoyed with the whole situation, and we cannot contain it. And this is how the level that it has come. Whatever call that our members call us to do, and for government to listen to our plea, we will listen to them.
So what is the rate of depreciation and how exactly is this affecting traders? Well, my colleague, Kofi Ajay of our research desk, joins me in the studio with details of how exactly this is affecting the traders, and you give us a breakdown of the issues. Kofi, tell us, how is this, affecting the traders?
Well, Ernest, obviously the dollar hasn't been at one place since we began the year. So as you can see on your screen, this is a chart for you. Beginning of the year, you can get $1 for 6 cedis, but you can see an upward trajectory of this movement. And just by last month, $1 was selling for 10 cedis, 45 pesos, and currently we are having the dollar going for 11 cedis, 20 pesos. And so, Ernest, if you look at the difference and the rate at which the cedi is losing its value to the dollar, just by a mere calculation, you can see that the market rate is about 86%, more than 86% of the cedi losing its value to the dollar. Now, if you move to this chart, we spoke about what we were talking about, the difference between demand and supply being one of the key factors playing out here. And so as a country, one thing that we really depend on is our international reserve. And at the moment, our international reserve is currently dwindling, and this is affecting the demand side of dollars. And as you can see, demand for dollars is actually on an upward trajectory, whilst we see supply going down. This is because Bank of Ghana isn't able to supply the amount of dollars that the market is currently demanding. So as you have here, the difference between demand and supply is currently at $72.25 million dollars, and this continues to widen as we see it here. But what will be the effects on traders? If you're a trader, what is the effect of this current depreciation of the cedi that is panning out here? If you're a trader and, at the beginning of the year, you were buying $100,000 at, 60,000 Ghana cedis, but currently you need 112,000 to buy this same amount of dollars that you were buying at the beginning of the year. This means that you have to go and find an additional 52,000 Ghana cedis to show up, the loss that this has caused. And you can see it as if you need $100,000, you need, at the beginning of the year, just needed 600,000 Ghana cedis, but currently you need 1.12 million Ghana cedis. This is the additional cost that traders would have to bear, 520,000 that, traders would have to show up, their depreciation cedi. So, and that's the situation for you. The dollar the cedi isn't staying at one place and is moving from one place to the other. And, traders are not happy, as we saw in the video in Kumasi.
And there are fears that this could actually go beyond the 12 cedi mark.
Absolutely.
That was predicted
that's what we are
at the beginning of the year.
Exactly.
There are fears that this could actually go beyond that. Kofi, thank you very much. So there you have it. This is real, and the impact is very obvious. You're watching Joy News Prime with me, Ernest Kojo Manu. We're taking a break. When we return, we'll bring you some more stories. Please stay. Thanks for staying with us here on Joy News Prime. Now, as part of efforts aimed at helping address the issue of child labor on the Volta Lake, Globe Serve Ministries International, with support from Westwood Church USA, is supporting women's groups in fishing communities in the Pru East district of the Bono East region with entrepreneurial skills. Now, this will also keep their children in school. General Overseer of the ministry, Samuel Kofi Dunya, emphasized that there's a need for the church to support government in instituting measures capable of helping address the menace. Anasabit has more in the following report.
Ministries International, in partnership with the Westwood Community Church USA, the Gospel of Justice Conference seeks to, amongst other things, lead in the fight against all forms of child abuse, particularly along the Volta Lake. Speaking at the 2022 edition of the conference held in Yeji in the Pru West District, Founder and General Overseer of the Globe Serve Ministries, Reverend Samuel Kofi Dunya, emphasized that there is the need for the church to take the lead and institute measures that would assist in addressing child labor in the country.
When it comes to the issues of injustice, the church, we cannot stand aloof and pretend as if nothing is happening or nothing wrong is happening. Injustice is something that breaks the heart of God. And so as a church, we realize that we cannot really sit and watch and have only the government to deal with the issues of injustice in our nation. And so as a ministry, Globe Serve Ministries International, we are passionate to join the government to lay, basically, or provide an arm to help make sure that the issues of especially child trafficking and child labor comes to an end.
Reverend Dunya noted that there is the need to empower the people living in fishing communities by providing them with entrepreneurial skills to get them out of poverty, a move, he said, would enhance their livelihoods.
To us, preaching the gospel will be very much meaningless and powerless if it does not come to help the poor, the needy, the weak, the widow, and the orphans in our society. And so, yes, this year, prior to this conference, we have trained 70 women in how to make soap, how to make liquid, soap, how to make Dettol, how to make some ointments. And so the fight against injustice will only come only through the arm of the law or purely coming to preach the gospel, but we must add to it also empowering means whereby the women will be empowered to help their husbands make their home a better home for all of us.
Leader of Africa Ministries at the Westwood Community Church USA, Dave Hoff, noted that the Gospel of Justice Conference aims at eliminating child slavery on the Volta Lake through the gospel.
By using the gospel and transforming lives, we can help transform communities, make communities and families better and stronger, and through the love of Jesus Christ, share that with others as we attend these conferences and hopefully help eliminate or completely eliminate child slavery and give children the freedom that they deserve, as God wants all of us to be free as we are His children.
He emphasized that the ministry is committed to supporting government in instituting more schools in areas without schools to help keep children in schools instead of staying on the Volta Lake.
And that it's important that we help provide education for all children, any of the kids who are on the lake. And as GlobeServe has committed to work with the people in the area to identify where schools are needed and work with the government here in Ghana so that possibly new schools can be put in different communities to give children the education that they deserve.
Beneficiaries of a skills training module organized by the ministries noted that engagements would go a long way in helping transform their lives.
This program that they brought to us, it will help us. Now the system is so hard. How it's not any time that our parents will get money to give us, and it will lead our mind to what is not good for us.
Now, the founder and leader of the Heaven Way Church, Patricia Esiedua, popularly known as Nana Grada, has been denied bail by an Accra High Court. The controversial church leader is in police custody over allegations of defrauding some members of her church. Kweku Asante joins me via phone with details of proceedings in court today. Kweku, what can you tell us about Nana Grada's case?
So Nana Grada pled not guilty to charges of charlatancy as well as other 6 counts of defrauding by false pretenses. When the charges were read, she pled not guilty, and the court denied her application for bail and scheduled her to reappear in court on Thursday. So for now, she will spend the next 3 days in police custody to reappear on Thursday, where she's expected to make another application for bail.
Kweku, thank you very much for those details. Time now for the National Science and Maths Quiz. Another season is here, and St. James Seminary, Jobo SHS, and Sakafia Senior High Schools have booked their place at the 1/8 stage of this year's National Science and Maths Quiz at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Having earned a whopping 60 points at the preliminary stage of the competition, the boys from St. James Seminary say they are ready to face off with other schools to end the 28-year drought of not winning the national championship. Meanwhile, Jobo SHS sent Archbishop Potter girls packing after beating them by a single point. Emmanuel Bright Kweku has details of today's contest.
Congratulations to you guys. Let me speak to you shortly. Let me speak to anybody. So these are the guys from St. James Seminary who just won their contest by 60 points as against Asin State who had 40 points. So let's find out from you, how has the competition been like? First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
So how has the competition been like? How are you feeling right now?
I'm very elated today. It's been great. We've struggled a lot to get here. We struggled today to win the contest, especially with the likes of Asin State College. But by the grace of God, we've come out on top. And then we are hoping that as we move on to the 1/8 stage, we'll keep the fire burning. And then hopefully, by the grace of God, we'll be able to sail through the competition. And one day, St. James will be on top.
So you are an old student of the school. How do you feel your boys winning this particular contest?
Oh, the feeling is actually intense. It's marvelous. Well, it's an astonishing feeling, you know. We've come a long way. We came last year and unfortunately we were kicked out. But this year we came out strong. We won the regionals with an impressive score. Was it, I think, 53. And coming here and winning this contest with a maximum point of 60, I think that's quite interesting and fantastic. You know, we are going step by step, as the school's motto says, with fidelity, sincerity, and perseverance. So we are going to persevere throughout each and every contest, and I think we are come out victors.
So what should we expect from you in the next round of the stages?
The 1A stage and subsequent stages, just expect fireworks.
Fireworks as in?
Fireworks.
More than this?
Things. More than this. This is
just
the beginning of great heights. You see, St. James is a good school. The best school in West Africa. I wouldn't say just Ghana. It's actually the best school in West Africa.
So your senior is saying we should expect more from you guys. So what should we expect? This is just he's saying we should expect more than 60 points. So what should we expect in the next round of the competition?
We don't brag. St. James, we don't talk much. It will come. You see.
What action? What action?
Oh, we don't talk. Kasa and Frama. So working.
That's our show for today. My name is Ernest Kojo Manu. You have more stories on my jawline. Definitely standing by with business.